Kayla Ivey running the point for Boston College. Tiana Todd is indeed back for the Eagles, along with Daly Wagner and Taya Sidbury. He's been playing great down the stretch for BC. Woolley, one of 3 Aussies on the team, along with Burrows.
Boston College in a 2-3 zone, but that's a well-done executed play there by Syracuse. To beat a zone, you've got to look inside. You can't just settle for threes. Well done by the Cuse.
Kyra Wood with the first points of the game. Dontavia Wagner answers for Boston College. You're really getting best on best now with these 2 teams at full strength. And that seems to be a winning equation. Syracuse goes right back inside to Wood.
Help side is just a second too late right now for Syracuse in that zone. Kyra Wood. Syracuse was a top 4 seed last year with DeAsia Fair, but they struggled in that opener. So I know Coach Jack wants to get her first win as a head coach here in Greensboro. Cuse off to a good start.
Good offensive rebound by Burrows. Wood. Daly doing the defending, and it's not enough. Kyra Wood has all 8. As is Nene Njai, who had it for a moment, and now Boston College gets a much-needed bucket to snap a 6-0 Syracuse run.
She called their defense laughable earlier in the year. I'm quoting her.
Yes.
I'm not the one saying that. And obviously you can tell Syracuse is taking more pride in their defense right now.
Yeah, that was on the media call earlier this week, and I wrote that exact same word down too. It speaks pretty strongly to how she felt about her team's performance early on. Knows they need to be better here, and
it feels like some of that is still here in this game.
Yeah, if you're Syracuse, you want that good momentum to carry over, and if you're Boston College, you want to forget it pretty quickly. Burrows has her first points without that double bye since we've had it, has been able to win the tournament. Woolley rattles it home with some contact. It's an 8-0 Syracuse run. What does BC need to be better at?
Well, there's 2 things that's happening right now in this game. First of all, Syracuse is absolutely guarding the ball really well. They're not getting out in transition at all. It's been a complete half-court game. They've only taken 9 shots so far in the game. They've got to get steals and force some turnovers to get out and run. But Jen, Syracuse is just shooting lights out, and that's preventing BC from getting in any sort of rhythm.
Syracuse better than 50% from 3 in the... Wood had Syracuse's first 8 points of the game. Tanaya Wilson helping her cause inside. Syracuse continues to extend the lead. Tatum Green, freshman out of Baltimore, Maryland, gets some more points off the bench for BC. And this is a real challenge to see if this Boston College team has grown. Can they recover? It's not been the start they wanted here in Greensboro, but Dontavia Wagner makes a tough shot and 1 opportunity.
I think they should have taken a look at this because she initiated the contact, Wagner did, with that elbow. Of course, I know the foul was called on Varejao, but you can go see if there's an unobserved.
Yes. 7 on the shot clock, a wide open look for Kyra Wood.
Kyra Wood 11, Boston College 10. That's kind of where we are right now so far in this game.
Wood 5 of 6 from the floor, and then finally the Eagles able to hit on the other end. Shy Hawkins, freshman out of Mastic Beach, New York, on the floor for Syracuse. The block shot.
You've got to have those layups when you're trying to cut back into a lead. It was a good offensive rebound. That's something BC hasn't done much of so far in this game. You've got to convert.
Dominique Camp says, keep giving me the ball. She might be the point guard.
Yeah, how about Dominique Camp? Known for her passing ability, but today she's brought the 3-ball.
And Sidbury seems unstoppable at the moment. Maybe a second different shot clock, game clock. Syracuse in control in this first quarter. Hawkins short. Help give Camp a break at that point guard spot. Inside, Wilson got herself around the undersized Thompson for 2. Now, Boston College had won 2 games in a row before that loss on Sunday at Syracuse, including an overtime win against Virginia Tech. Burrows just fortunate to get the ball right back in her hands. Pretty sure Tatum Green didn't want that assist. There's 3 points in the game for Woolley. Has set her teammates up a few times. And now hits her second triple of the day.
So far for Syracuse, the Orange up early here in Greensboro. That's what Georgia Woolley can do. She can knock down the three, and that is very tough for a zone when a shooter pulls up from that far away and knocks it down.
There are the first points from Tiana Todd in Boston College. That last game at Syracuse that the Orange won handily, or the earlier game in January at Boston College. So far, it's in Syracuse's favor. Offensive rebound helps the cause of Cuse. Well, we've been known to see a few of those, and hey, whatever she was doing, it worked.
That's for sure.
Wagner just turned the corner and gets the basket. Wood made one defender miss, and then Wagner came over to help, but that left Thompson open for two.
6 offensive rebounds, and they have 12 second chance points. They have scored off of every offensive rebound so far in the first half.
And speaking of scoring, Wagner continues to go to work.
BC's figuring something out offensively, but they have to get stops on the other end.
Offensive rebound keeps this possession alive. Will Kelly's stat hold true? Oh, you might get 3 off this one. Yes, you do if you're Syracuse. Syracuse, you'd think will feel pretty good about the way that this first half has gone. Scoring is slowed down somewhat, but that'll help. And now it's back to the largest lead of the game. Their first matchup against Syracuse this season, which was a 41-point win in Chestnut Hill. Sidbury, friendly roll for 2. Between these two teams, I'm sure you'll hear us continue to reference that because it is just such an odd situation with a huge win in
They probably should have went and looked at that. I think that elbow for Dontavia Wagner could have ended up being an unobserved. But of course, Vereshal, you can see why she's on the bench after that contact.
Remains unobserved, except by us. Wagner continues her good game. 14 now for Wagner. Woolley. A good box out. Job well done by the freshman out of Baltimore, Tatum Green. Thompson has been running a lot for Boston College in this game. The sophomore out of Louisville, Kentucky.
All right, Jen, here's some life from Boston College. I know Coach Mack had some, just ignore that semicircle, but you have to give the offensive player time and distance. You have to allow them to realize you're at least there. So that's why that block was called.
And how about that for a quick memory, a blocking foul, and then a blocked shot by Green to give Boston College this possession. Having another try from the corner. Second time is good for Samuel.
That they really like. She leads the team in blocks as just a freshman. Then a good pass by Dontavia Wagner.
Can Syracuse match the intensity with which Boston College is playing right now? What a look! Wagner to Sidbury. You think they want to play more basketball?
There's Dontavia Wagner. And look, you've got Taya Sidbury making her presence known, saying, give me that basketball. And Syracuse felt a little too comfortable at halftime. Boston College changing the script.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to sum it up, what it's looked like thus far. Burroughs, very comfortable. The Orange desperately not wanting to let this one slip away. Felt like they had it well in hand at halftime, but Wagner and Boston College have been bringing it here in the third. Meanwhile, Kyra Wood, 11 points in the first quarter, has only taken 2 field goal attempts since that time for Syracuse. Burroughs now has 6 in this quarter. Green, she's been a part of this comeback for Boston College. How about that assist to Wagner?
BC has passed the ball so well. Continue that, getting to the rim, scoring the basketball. Much more coming up after this. By the way that BC has come out of halftime, especially defensively.
Wagner up over 2 defenders, doesn't matter. 22 now for Dontavia Wagner in the first half.
Not at all, and Dontavia Wagner just continues to attack.
And I promise you, it is not that Coach Leggett Jack brought a lack of emotion in the locker room at halftime, as Burroughs has been all of the offense for Syracuse in this third quarter.
Boston College up to 22 points. And then if you can beat...
I promise she went after her team and said, look, they're going to come. We need to hang on. But I sure would like to know what Coach Mack said to her team, because they are playing inspired right now.
Open looks from 3. That's the risk that BC takes.
Woolley stayed with it, got the drive, and 2 points. Her first points of this third quarter. Syracuse once again reading that post-to-post passing off the dribble penetration that Boston College has used quite a bit in this comeback. Wood. Orange want a little more of that.
From Sanaya Wilson, but BC struggling to get back. Help side isn't there.
BC had it within 3. Another offensive rebound in this quarter for Sidbury, who makes good.
It has been the
turnovers by the Orange, helping Boston College's cause to come back. Wagner blocked.
Making it happen. How about this block? My goodness, Sanaya Wilson.
How close will they make it heading into the fourth? An opportunity here. Tiana Todd missed the last game against Syracuse, makes a big bucket now. 4 points, Syracuse lead, 10 minutes. Good defending by Boston College. Shy Hawkins had to put it up. And the rebounding continues to go in favor of Boston College.
That was an excellent defensive possession by BC, and they turn it into offense. Who's stopping the ball for Syracuse? Daly gets right by Burrows. There's no one there to help. Daly pushing the pace. I said in the first half that Boston College needed to find a...
So the Eagles playing with all that energy on the comeback. What will they do here in the fourth? How about tie the game at 60? When Syracuse has struggled this season, a lot of times it's when that momentum slips away from them, and how do they respond? I mean, Burrows has been excellent.
The easy ones, they're not converting, needed that layup, just things aren't going right.
Daly had room to move. Eventually Wilson did block the shot. Over 2.5 minutes without a point and 3 turnovers in that stretch. Burrows all the way in for 2 more. 64 coming into this ACC tournament. Now 24 points in the game, matching her jersey number. And whoa! Wagner and Woolley might be hurt. Woolley thought she had a clear.
And she gets back up, she stays in the game, makes those big free throws for Syracuse.
Todd. Short off the front of the rim. Tiana Todd's jumper tied it at 60. Boston College is yet to lead. Tried to cross over to her right, and then it's just a matter of staying out of the way of Wagner. Burrows. One defender on her, takes her time, makes the basket. Does come, and it's going to go the other way.
And Syracuse finally back to taking advantage of their size. You mentioned that, Jen. It's a veteran move from Sophie Burrows. The way Burrows plays, you think she's a senior. She's just a young sophomore.
And Sidbury continues her incredible performance today. Camp to Wood. And you wonder if you're Syracuse, where has that been? Women's basketball tournament brought to you by Ally. Woolley just lost it.
And that's Wagner showing her defensive prowess. What a steal.
Wagner to the basket and 1.
Go ahead and take over the basketball game. Dontavia Wagner, known for her steals, right? This is such a good play to get.
8 on the shot clock now. It's been Sidbury or Wagner most consistently. Sidbury, Wagner the offensive rebound. She's got a chance to tie at the line.
Dontavia Wagner is leaving everything she's got here on this.
Possession is extended. An open look.
Jen, if I'm Syracuse, if anybody but Wagner or Sidbury takes a shot, I think that's a win. But how about you look at Thompson, Journey Thompson getting the bucket. Or Jacayla Thompson, excuse me.
You want anybody but Tiana Todd if you're Syracuse. She's the best free throw shooter for the Eagles. Hits the first and still with a timeout. Game on the line for Syracuse. Need 3 points to tie. Woolley forces it up. There's no whistle. Boston College comes back from 19 points down to win and advance here in Greensboro. Washington's Elmore, Miles, and Johnson rounding out the starting 5 for the Panthers. triple is good for Elmore.
Because you want to be able to have multiple bodies around her when she catches the ball inside.
Phi working for positioning against Lattimore. Lost her balance. Here comes Johnson. Passes it off to McGee for 2. First points of the game for Virginia. 38% on the season, more than capable, leads Virginia in that category. Another 3 from Elmore, banks it in. Hey, when it's working, it's working. Johnson, so tough to keep in front, but she's looking to pass. Clark did not play in the regular season meeting between these two teams. She was sick. McGee makes good this time.
McGee, known as a three-point shooter. That's what she does for this team. If she gets that wide open of a look, it's...
And it's got a lot of crutches and injured players over there as well. And I tell you what, Elmore is getting it all today. She's getting the backboard. She's getting every part of the rim. And when that's the case, you better keep feeding your three-point shooter.
Absolutely. Michaela Elmore with her third 3.
No points yet for the Panthers' leading scorer, but Elmore and company have helped from outside.
And that's Virginia's game plan from what I can tell. They don't want Phi to beat them. Get into the lane, make it happen, as Pittsburgh has also moved to a 2-3 zone. And a lot of that goes through Kimora Johnson to find a way to get in the paint. And this ball movement for Virginia against the zone. Elmore gets caught. That was a heck of a rebound by 5'6" Kimora Johnson.
That's how she gets to be flirting with triple doubles, Kelly. Clark had her shot blocked. McGee has already knocked down 1 triple. Brooklyn Miles could not get around Clark. Boxing Phi out there too. She's excellent on the glass. Averages in double figures in rebounding. Virginia did the work and got the reward on the other end.
When you look at Kimora Johnson attacking the rim, drawing all of that attention. They want to score early, they force it, but not most. She lets that game come to her.
Here is Phi trying to make things happen inside. She has not had single coverage. It's been quiet since, as has the rest of the Pitt offense. Kayla Johnson to Biggs, blocked.
They play next right here on ACC Network, so keep an eye on Stanford. If they can win maybe 2 games here in this tournament, other teams lose, that could get very interesting, Jen. And getting that penetration, getting in the paint. Both these teams have settled for some threes because the other teams are playing zone, but you've got to find a way to get in that paint.
And Lattimore gets the block on Phi. Strength on...
Still scoreless.
And the turnover gives it back to Virginia. Johnson on the run, has Clark with her, takes it all the way herself.
So quick, Kimora Johnson.
The run now 13-0 in favor of Virginia, dating back to the first quarter. Johnson makes it a little more.
It's Mo time. It is Mo time here in Greensboro. Kimora Johnson, 7-0 run.
Now Mox and Mo have quite a rapport. Those two often spending time with each other. The spin cycle is on here in Greensboro, and it is a 9-0. The foul, I think it was.
This is a special play from Kimora Johnson. Behind the back spin move, throw it up there, and then build upon that for next season. But watch her while you can this year with Kimora Johnson.
Phi, open look for Biggs as Phi plays the roll-up pass. So that last foul. And the Cavaliers already have those 4 blocks. So they are at the record and maybe looking for more. Lattimore going for it there. On cue. Defense coming through. We both voted her at least to be on the second team, but did not get that nomination at the end of the year. Washington with the shot clock going down. It's been all from the outside for Pitt in this game so far to account for their 17 points. And when you try to go inside, you get a lot of that. Johnson having her way. Assist to Hurd. Rookie of the year. Tremendous season she has had. And the Blue Devils part of those top 4 seeds. And Phi showing she knows a thing or two about. So alert, looking for options. Lattimore. Cavaliers will get another chance on the Noyon offensive rebound. And Phi says, don't come in here.
And we've got 2 players in this game who transferred to new places and were able to improve tremendously when you look at Hadijah Phi and Latasha Lattimore.
Johnson had those 9 points all in a row to start this quarter for Virginia. Pitt defense holding its ground. Washington's the lefty three is good.
Much needed for Pittsburgh, guys.
Cavaliers working it around. Everyone has touched the basketball. Noyan had it blocked. That is 5 by Khadija Faye. But Latimore and Virginia stay with it and get the points. We have our 2 excellent statisticians, 2 of the best in the business, Freddie Kiker, John Madry, looking at Johnson's, who you'd like to have the ball in her hands. She gets it out to Clark. Had to take a quick shot. I'll tell you, when it is open, it's open. That's a bank for both teams from 3 today.
We love Ally, and they're sponsoring this great tournament. Have they talked to these players? Do they want more?
5 to shoot. Swing pass to Miles. Faye is there. There's the bounce pass and the finish for Faye. First field goal of the day.
She continues to work and continues to battle inside.
Hurd left open. She'll make you pay for that.
To try to keep Faye out of foul trouble.
The Panthers bench is very short as well with the injuries they've had throughout the year. Only played 7 players in the game, and Johnson may not be coming back as Kamora Johnson hits the triple. 12 in the game now for Kamora Johnson, and the answer up. Pittsburgh inching closer here in the 3rd. Hurd, she's been left open there, and
Pitt is giving Virginia that little free throw line jumper, and the Hoos have to be more willing to take it. That was a good job by her.
And Pitt shooting just 25% in this quarter, but that is money in the bank right there to go inside to Faye. Cavaliers have been in control, but as you've said, have not been able to put Pittsburgh away. That'll help. Clark, the triple. Still a double-digit lead for Virginia, thanks to that last 3 from Clark. And Kamora Johnson making it look pretty. Casey Valenti-Paya on in her place. Tough drive, no finish, but Faye follows it up. Blocked by Latimore, who got a piece of it on the 3rd attempt, too. Paris Clark, junior for the Cavaliers. Hurd, just a freshman. Latimore may have a year of eligibility left, but she drives and makes this one count. More Johnson behind the back with ease. And then the basket to follow. Largest lead of the game now for Virginia.
She's attacking, and then boom, behind the back dribble, hits you with that jumper. So shifty in transition.
And Battle able to sneak in and grab the rebound and take advantage of it.
You want to use a good bit of that clock on your offensive possessions.
Clark into the lane, back out to Noyan, who's checked back into the game a few moments ago. Out to Latimore, thought about it for a moment, likes a closer look. Elmore doing the defending, but it's not enough. Virginia trying to finish the business here in the 1st round, move on to the next round to take on the Cal Bears, who, as you said, those 2 played a great game in the regular season. Cal did get the win. Biggs.
To really chip away at this lead, they're going to have to hit some threes.
That was not a good place to put that pass. Washington did the best she could, but winds up giving it to Virginia on the break. Hurd makes the basket and earns a trip to the free throw line.
With where you're crushing it.
And the whole team defensively crushing it for Virginia. 11 blocks by 6 different players as Aaron Battle just swipes it away.
And Jen, as we get to the latter part of this game, I think Virginia, I know their resume because of some tough non-conference wins, taking a bigger role that tournament in women's basketball this year, sponsored by the NCAA. So I do think Virginia will get a look.
History, 3 ACC tournament titles. The last, though, coming in 1993. Latimore, double-double for Latimore today.
She could have an even better year next year for Virginia.
Well, you love the idea of that duo to build around with Latimore inside and Johnson outside. And look at the bench and the team celebrate for and move on to the next round. Dunbar. A bad idea. Got in the game, passed the ball around, took the shot, but not to be. Faye. At 5 p.m. tomorrow in the 2nd round here in Greensboro. Cavalier defense.
The top of the bench, which is always a good sign. Let's tip it again, shall we? Tiffany Bird, Eric Bruton, Saif Esho, our officials this evening. And we are underway. And now starting for Stanford. Shot clock is winding down, and a good take by Elena Boscana, trying to finish with her left hand.
And you got to finish those, Pam. You get those opportunities to get one-on-one to the rim. Missed layups often lead to layups at the other end.
And that is exactly what happened. There's Mary Ashley Stevenson. The drive inside and the block.
Great one-on-one players, but what they're doing early in this ballgame, forcing fadeaway jumpers, tough jumpers off the run, is really good, but can't give up wide open layups.
Able to get the shot off. McQueen, there's that danger that KP was talking about. Back-to-back buckets for McQueen. Gets Clemson to within 2. We'll see some substitutions for both sides at the next whistle. Indeed, Notre Dame, the number 2 seed this year. We're anticipating an exciting ACC tournament. Roll off the rim. Now McQueen, a little bit of a head fake. Up, under, and in. Moyle McQueen has all.
Stanford didn't get the ball below the free throw line, extended the entire possession.
Stanford has missed 7 of its last 8 shots. Meanwhile, here come the Tigers. Raven Thompson with the bucket and a chance for the three-point play.
Raven late, so Clemson doing a good job of being disruptive and putting pressure on the ball.
McQueen, the lefty with the smooth shot. Cone, who's a really good three-point shooter, number 5, has not hit one. That's a nice slip to the basket by Poole, and McQueen found her.
And holding, and on the other end, it's just a screen and roll. You get the switch, you understand the switch is coming. Great job by Poole.
Porter inside the Poole. They need a shot. High degree of difficulty, but Poole very nimble there on the baseline with her second bucket. Ogden, a little bit of contact, able to get the basket.
Well, and it takes time to get yourself back in. It's one thing to be cleared. It's another thing to feel like you're in game rhythm, game shape. Great job by Thompson.
Ahead of the snake for them on defense, and then got bodied up. That's really good defense to head her off. Whoa, with a little bit of room. But then the double comes. A three-point attempt. No one has hit a 3 yet. And hey, Raven Thompson.
They can get production from multiple players, starting with Loyal McQueen. They found success.
Oh, Thompson that time drew the double and then found Poole wide open.
As soon as she puts it on the floor, freeze it. Okay, she gets 2 defenders to commit. There's no rotation on the backside. Chloe Carty is going out with a shooter, and that just leaves Poole one-on-one.
2-year starter at Chattanooga, finding a home with her former head coach at Chattanooga and her current head coach.
Every shot is a tough shot, though. They're not getting easy looks, but they're not really forcing defensive rotation.
Evans, that was a nifty pass. Had to contort her body to get it into Poole. This half, interesting to get their take on how Stanford can get things going. Ogden, finally, something falls for the Cardinal. McQueen left-handed, she goes that way and puts it in.
Everybody's on the right side of the floor. They purposely put everybody on the right side of the floor so that she can go left. They played really well at home. In 5 of their last 6 games they've won, and most of those were at home. They got the 1 win at Virginia Tech as Tess Hill gets a 2 right there. Did not get anything in the first half. Probably played as poorly offensively as they played all year.
Got off to a relatively good start, and then everything got stuck. Poole able to sneak inside. 0 for 5 for Clemson, 0 for 4 for the Cardinal, who come in as the 11 seed, and there's a made bucket for Boscana. Winding down, Boscana Gets the screen from Stevenson, kicks it out to Clardy. We've got our first three of the ball game.
But just that little bit of rotation got a wide open look.
Stanford, gosh, Poole is just chewing them up inside. Spot up three is buried. Mia Moore with her first basket. Heel, good defense by Poole. Ogden, good look at the three, good result.
Averaging over 16 points a ball game, knocks down the three.
And another three, Stanford's heating up. Tess Heel with that three. Clemson has gone 3 minutes without a point. McQueen usually can make that in her sleep. They get a second chance, another three, here we go. And they got that midway through. O'Gara can't deliver on the drive. McQueen gets it back to Thompson, the trail three. Nothing but net.
Moving in the quarter court. You get better looks when you're moving at a higher pace.
Raining threes in the second half. Stanford on the outside looking in, trying to get to the NCAA tournament for the 37th straight year, but things are not going their way right now. Going back door, great connection. Moore with the finish.
I mean, this is just a great job by Clemson. And Mia Moore is a player that Sean Poppy said was critical for them to get going. Certainly, you know that Loyal McQueen has to be a go-to scorer, but he said Mia Moore has to be another scorer for us. We need a lot from her to be successful.
Ogden has a chance for a three-point play.
And this is the...
Looks like he needs the things at the airport where they
in a semi-defensive stance, too.
Yes. McQueen left it short.
League that can get downhill, guarding one-on-one. It's been a big adjustment for both Cal and Stanford.
O'Gara, tough angle. Ogden there to clean it up. There's a lot going on in the ACC network as we hit the beginning of March. Stanford with a winning record could have an opportunity to play in a different postseason tournament, but the NCAA will be out of reach. There's the block by Ume, who just came in.
And KP talked about Kennedy Ume and her impact. And
has worked hard. A lot of adjustments with all these new faces. New head coach. Ogden off balance. Block there by Evans. Evans, a grad transfer from Mercer. Before that, played a couple years at North Florida. Underneath, Stevenson to Ume. McQueen loves these situations. Evans, after the block, hits the three. O'Gara working the baseline. Very nice.
And you see the energy from the jump, and they have continued that. And not just the players who started the ball game, but every player who stepped foot on the court has come with that energy.
Mia Moore.
In the second half, 4 of 5 from the three-point line. That one from... And this is where Loyal McQueen's experience comes into play now. Time and score management, working the clock, getting her team into offense.
Poole, guarded by Ume, who got a hand on it. Shot clock. An issue. Ogden comes away with it. Just the 11th turnover. That's nice to see from Nunu.
And Clemson just, again, Still maintaining that same pace with which they're doing things with, but now understanding time and scores. Clues.
As they have blown this game open. Guerra. 15 Final Fours, 27 Pac-12 championships. And the NCAA string is going to end here in 2025. Stevenson inside, bottled up. (17 for Loyal McQueen. Moore 4 of 5 from 3. And Sean Poppy's team will take on Louisville.